All right, we're live.
All right. Hello.
Hello, hello.
We're back. Another week.
Yep.
More games to talk about, as always.
Yeah. Same game for me
No?
this week when we get to that point,
Same game for you. Okay. I don't
because
even remember what that was.
the other games I want to play came out today and tomorrow and are trickling in still, but like, yeah, same games for now. Excited for tonight for one of the new ones.
For Peacemaker? Or
For
wait, for
Peacemaker.
games tonight? Is something coming out tonight?
Buy Sweet Carol, that Disney-looking
No idea what that
horror
is.
game.
Did you say Disney?
Yeah, looks like an old Disney, like animated movie sort of style.
Sweet Carol?
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing that tonight. I'm excited because it's spooky month. Spooky month. So it fits in.
Is this... Is it side-scrolling? I'm seeing so little imagery of like it in motion. Okay.
Yeah, side-scrolling, some platforming. Looks like basic combats and puzzle stuff.
Okay. Yeah, animation looks great.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I hope like the gameplay is decent because the animation has me hooked already. We'll see.
Yeah, this looks very cool.
Yeah, so that's
20% launch discount.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. Also, I did pick up Baby Steps, so at some point I'll be playing that as well.
Hell yeah. So you haven't played it yet?
No. This is all like I literally bought them an hour ago. Like just on a whim. But yeah, the big thing, like you were saying, Peacemaker tonight. I'm definitely in. I definitely need to see how they end this season off, because last week was really, really fun, and I have a feeling it's gonna get really crazy tonight.
I hope so. That would be a nice finale for sure.
Yeah. It's been good. I've enjoyed it so far. I don't think it's as strong as season 1, personally. I think there's some episodes that kind of drug a little bit, but for overall, like, it's still great TV. Still super fun.
Yeah, and then Tim Robinson's new show just premiered, I believe. The Chair Factory or the Chair Store, something like that. So I'm very excited to watch that. I'll be taking my Peacemaker slot.
Okay, sure. Are you watching Gen V? Because that's kind of like also going on right now that I've been watching.
I am. I'm one episode behind, but I am watching that. And I also need to catch up on Only Murders, but that's less priority these days.
I also need to. I just stopped watching it like after 3 episodes. I also need to catch up as well. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
It's not like amazing or like addictive like the other ones have been.
Okay, well, let's get into some video games. We're pretty much already there. This is top-down perspective for October 9th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
Claire is currently streaming, but there's a small chance she might join us later. We'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out. All right, Paul. What are you been playing?
The only thing I've really been doing this week, game-wise, is going back through Silent Hill F, trying to get some of those other endings, doing the New Game Plus stuff. So far, pretty good. Same basic like stuff you're doing, but there are new cutscenes and new notes and lore building stuff. So it's been cool. I definitely don't love how that first ending that they kind of force you into it ends, and it's pretty explicitly because they want you to play through it at least 1 or 2 more times to get like the true ending. So I'm hoping it sticks the landing. But it's been fun. Yeah. As somebody who doesn't play through games many times or whatever, you just kind of do a one and done. Would you be interested in like this sort of well, you know what? I was going to say Nier does this, but Nier does it in that every playthrough is a little bit different as well. They add enough, I think, in some of those playthroughs that it feels like you're playing through different stuff each time. This is pretty much the same, a lot of it, which might be disappointing for some.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be doing that. Like you said, Nier's kind of a beast of a different flavor because it's like you have not finished this game until you played through it like 2.5 times.
Yeah, And this is kind of doing similar stuff where that first ending is very like lackluster in a way that's like there has to be more, and yeah, there is, because once you beat it the first time, the main menu has like a list of to tell you like how many endings there are, and the only thing that it shows on there until you unlock the ending is how to achieve that ending, like what parameters you have to meet on your next playthrough. So it's doing something similar, but one of the playthroughs of Nier is completely different, basically. Like it's just more game, where two of them are really similar. And I don't think Silent Hill F is going to do a fully different playthrough. I think it's just going to add little things here and there, which is like maybe a little disappointing for some people, but I like the game enough that I'm willing to do it over and over again and get like that drip feed, so I'm okay with it, but it might be something that puts some other people off. Anyways, that's all I've been really doing this week is poking away.
Okay, so you didn't get back to Yotei?
No, I just don't feel the draw to it right now. I just want to play more horror stuff because it's Halloween time, so.
I've been playing a ton of Yotei. That's been like the bulk of my week. I said it last time that this weekend was going to be Yotei, and that's pretty much what it's been. I'm trying to think what the like play count is, because it does tell you when you save. I think I'm somewhere around 16 or 17 hours. I have killed one of the Yotei 6.
That was going to be my question. And is it the one that like you start the game off, or is this one extra on top of that?
You're talking about the one in the tutorial?
Yeah, you're not counting that.
Oh, that
right?
that one doesn't even count. No.
Okay, so you killed one more. So two are dead now out of the 6.
I guess yes. I guess so.
It's confusing.
I hadn't even really. So the snake is the tutorial one, which I basically forgot about that, because you do that in the first 15 minutes, and then the game starts, as far as I'm concerned. So
it is the tutorial, yeah.
but once you start off, you can kind of go anywhere you want. Like they just open it up to like go after whoever you'd like. I don't know if you can go for any of them. I'm sure you can't go for the final one, but I know you can go for at least 3 of them in any order. Maybe you can only go for those 3. I don't know. I didn't like check in too much. I killed the Kitsune.
Okay, that seems like the one. At least it feels like the game is kind of nudging me more towards, even though I do have like information enough about 2 of the others. I have information about the Oni and the
2 brothers ones that I forgot their names. That should be the other one, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. But like it definitely seems the more people I'm like interrogating or whatever, they have more information about the Kitsune right now. So I'm guessing that's kind of the game telling me like, hey, maybe subtly you should try this one first.
I don't know if that's true, because part of me thinks like when you're getting this information, because not only can you get them from just interrogating random people, which kind of happens randomly when you're like about to kill a guy, she'll actually like spare him for a second. Mm-hmm. Other times it'll be like you set up a campfire and just a dude will show up and you can just talk to him about a random member. Sometimes you can even pick which one you want to talk about. So I feel like you're only getting pointed towards Kitsune, maybe just because you're like heading that way anyway. Because once you start kind of progressing towards it, you start getting a lot of information about that. Because once you're in like their region, of course they're talking about that and stuff like that. But before I even like attempted going there, it was like pretty open for who I wanted to go for. And then I even kind of came back to the first area to start doing just some other side quests and stuff that I had skipped. Find some more shrines and whatnot, and they started talking about other ones. So I really think they're kind of just funnels where it's like once you start pointing yourself, it starts like delivering on that specific like kind of quest line, so to speak.
Sure.
Because at the beginning I could have gone through anyone anyways, and then I just started going through for the Kitsune, which takes you like really far up the map, which made me think like I probably could have gone like anywhere else, like instead of this like kind of like straight line right up the middle. I'm pretty far away from
in the mountains. Is that like the snowy area?
Definitely, yeah. It's the snowy area. The
gotcha.
I don't know what it's called. It starts with a T, the area, but yes, it is snowy for sure.
Cool. That's a cool game.
Yeah, just playing that. Still really enjoying it. Good times. I'm looking forward to continuing it. And I'm playing some other stuff right now that has like just similar enough combat But obviously
Okay.
that it's like screwing up my muscle memory, so I have to really be like focus on which one am I gonna like put my thought into because I can't play them
Yeah.
like side by side.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And that game is obviously Battlefield 6. No, it's not. But
Yeah.
um,
Obviously,
yeah,
so similar.
yeah. I can't talk about that other one. But we can now talk about Battlefield 6. I was playing this last week and I couldn't talk about it at that time. But the reviews went up today.
Okay.
Um, Sounds like people are pretty happy with everything except the story, the campaign.
Sure. That's not why I
Which
give a shit about this game at all. So that tracks. The multiplayer is super fun. So that's what I like.
yeah. So I've only been playing the campaign because that's where I'm more
Mm,
interested in.
sure.
And I've actually been totally fine with the campaign, but it's from the little bits of the reviews I was seeing other people discuss, they were saying it's just pretty like generic boilerplate like military campaign, which it
Sure.
is. But as someone who just didn't play Call of Duty every single year, this is like more refreshing to me. And I actually think some of the set pieces are pretty exciting. Like I just did a mission where one of the main bridges in New York gets like bombed or like blown
Okay.
to
Yeah.
pieces by missiles, and then you have to like play in the wreckage of like
Yeah.
on the bridge. You're like going through all the destroyed cars and train cars and stuff, and I was like, I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm enjoying it.
That is
The game
cool.
also looks gorgeous. That is such a pretty game.
Yeah.
Um,
It's good looking.
until you see a character's face, then it gets a
Well,
lot less pretty. But when you like first start it and you like come out and you're seeing like
the
the mountains and the
skyboxes.
forest and stuff, looks
Yeah.
super nice, and it's a pretty exciting um beginning first mission for sure.
Yeah.
Being asked in the chat, what system do I have Battlefield 6 on? I have it on PlayStation, so I have it at like Pro. I'm using the PS5 Pro, so obviously I got like all the bells and whistles going. So it's a very pretty looking game for sure.
Hmm.
Um, it seems like every EA studio, maybe except for BioWare, touched it because there's like there's like splash screens at the beginning when it's loading of like who's done it, and it's whatever Criterion is, they're on this. Which I
Okay.
think Criterion's new official name is like Criterion, a Battlefield studio. Like I think they're just Battlefield support now. Um,
Hmm.
Massive is on this. Obviously, Dice is also on this.
Yep. Makes sense.
It's like every bit. I think the only one who's like not on it, other than I guess Bioware, is maybe Respawn's not in it. But I know Vince Zampella, the head of Respawn, is the head of like Dice now, or he's the head of Battlefield in some capacity. So there's
There's still a
there's some
connection. Yep.
Respawn people working on it. At least there's at least one, I guess.
Yep.
I obviously don't know how the hierarchy there works, and who knows how the hierarchy is going to be after a year now that they got purchased. But anyways,
No
that's
kidding.
that's another story that we talked about last week.
Hmm.
But yeah, Battlefield 6. You excited? That comes out tomorrow.
I am excited. I don't know what I'm gonna get to this thing. Like honestly, because I completely missed the Black Ops 7 beta. I wanted to
Right, that was this
like
last week. Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to try that out, see how that felt or whatever. They generally feel pretty similar, but some of the guns like play a little bit differently or whatever. I think this year Battlefield 6 is maybe my go-to because I liked that multiplayer quite a bit. It's just a fun experience. I spent hours.
Like you're more
in that
excited
thing.
for that than you are Black Ops 7.
I think so. Because I think Black Ops 7, at least from the trailers, looked like they went too far into crazy, stupid territory that I don't know that, like, I care anymore.
As far as the campaign or just
The campaign.
terms
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Like, do crazy
Yeah.
stupid, because, like,
You should be playing the Black Ops campaigns then, probably not Battlefield, because those
played
do
last
crazy
year. I
stupid.
did. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, those are fun. They're generally pretty fun, but that multiplayer is so good in Battlefield 6. I kind of want to jump back into it sometime. I don't know when. I'm generally one that doesn't care about the campaign in like that game, that idea, but big crazy set pieces of just like bridges collapsing or buildings being bombed or like just that sort of thing. It's cool what they can do with that thing.
Yeah,
so.
I think they have that here. Each mission is like quite different than the other ones, and they're all just like a pretty ridiculous set piece. Whether it's like, and obviously like all the buildings are just getting destroyed while you're like trying to fight your way through from one side of the map to the other, and so I don't know. I'm having a good time watching like the expensive game be expensive. I'm not
Sure.
gonna complain
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Are Are you gonna do the multiplayer at all in that thing? Because that's kind of the fun of the multiplayer in that game is that you can like destroy the buildings so much that it is essentially like you taking down buildings to kill guys that are holed open and whatever. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I probably will. I wasn't jumping in it too much in the preview time. A few of us at work had codes and they had played some multiplayer, and what I was just hearing from everyone is even though EA was trying to be like, hey, here's when we're turning the servers on, so all the reviewers, all the preview people get in here. Like nobody was coming in, and it was just like bot matches,
Gross.
just like
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah,
So
you'll have to wait for people to buy it and like fill the lobbies out. I agree.
exactly, yeah. I am
Yeah.
very curious to see kind of how this one sells because
Yeah.
kind of tail end of the purchase news from last week. Like I feel like there's a lot of internal eyeballs on Battlefield 6's performance
Yeah.
and what that's going to mean for EA. Um, so yeah, I am kind of curious. It's also been like a while since we've had a Battlefield. I think the last one was like 21, 22. So.
Yeah, it was around then. What was it again? Battlefield 2076 or something? I can't remember the year on it. Was it 2042? No, that can't be right, is it? Wow. Yeah, that was 2021. You're right.
Yeah, and then there's been like updates and stuff to it since then.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing nobody talking about that game.
Yeah, I fell off that game pretty hard in the first week, and then apparently it got better with updates, but I just never went back. Because why? There's other stuff.
I'm assuming because I played a bit of 2042 because it was part of like the EA preview that you get through Game Pass.
Sure. Yep.
I wonder if they're doing that again for 6.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a good
it's
question.
a big question where Game Pass is at these days. So
totally, yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're
anyways,
enjoying it.
That's one sec. Cough. Excuse me. That's all that I can talk about that I've been playing this week. We'll talk more next week for sure.
Yeah.
Let's do some news.
All right.
All right. From Yacht Club, Mina the Hollower, the long anticipated follow-up to Shovel Knight, was supposed to come out October 31st. It has been delayed. Quote, this isn't a major delay. It's just a stretch of time to apply some final polish and balancing to make the game truly shine. They didn't give a different, like a next release date, which to me makes it think it's going to be longer than just a short little delay.
Yeah. I'm guessing in testing or something, they ran into something and they're like, oh shit, I don't know how to fix this. We're going to have to just work at it.
Do you think it's that? Or do you think it's because Silksong and Hades 2 came out?
No, I think it's that there's something they're not happy with and they're going to try to make sure it's done right by their standards.
Okay.
I do think that.
I think it's the other reason personally.
Trying to
like
get
the
away.
further away they can get from those, the better. But who knows? Again, though, I feel like if it was a short, minor delay, it would have given a release date, but they didn't. So
yeah,
I guess here's the question: do you think it comes out this year?
Ooh, I want to believe that short to them means maybe like a month or two out. So yeah, maybe barely.
And why wouldn't they just say it? It's just a month. Why wouldn't they say like November? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to give another date and then not hit it because that's a bad look.
That's probably what it is.
I assume. I'm giving them a lot of benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. For me personally, it's fine if you want to delay it. I have a million games to play. And then there's like another million that I want to play. So like take as long as you need. I will play you when you come out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Claire Obscure is getting a free update featuring a new dungeon, enemies, bosses, costumes, more localization, and more surprises.
I'm excited.
This is pretty exciting to hear about. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I will
and
happily
it's
jump in.
free.
It is a free update. They also announced that they sold 5 million copies, so good for them.
That's awesome. Great.
Um, I'm kind of curious, like, will this be like super end game? You need to be crazy high level. Will it just kind of scale with where you're at? Because I'm not really interested in like jumping in there and then having to play like every single dungeon that I skipped because I needed to see the end of that game after however many hours I put in there. I would like it to just kind
Mm.
of like scale to wherever I'm at, or I don't know, just like make everyone level 50 and put us into this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you at?
I so you didn't see like the secret boss or like any of those like really end game bosses at all? Maybe like in a video or something.
I saw a bunch of the end game, but I don't know about secret boss. I played like a ton
No,
of
no,
stuff, but not
the
every
side
single
stuff.
thing.
Okay. I mean, I just don't want to say spoilers. There's a main character in the game that you fight like a thing regarding them as like a final character or a final boss, and it's like one of the hardest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. It's awful, to the point
Okay,
where
all right.
if they're saying challenging new boss battles for late game players, that's probably going to be extremely difficult with no scaling, is what I assume.
All right. Well, then I guess I'm
Yeah,
putting all my eggs in a new playable environment, taking the characters of Expedition 33 to a brand new location with new enemy encounters and surprises to discover basket.
because I would assume they're doing this for people that have like been playing or played everything and got to like, because like when I ended off, I was doing like 40 to 50 million a hit, right? And I was still having trouble with some of
Right.
those bosses. Like, it's stupid.
Right. Yeah.
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 To the point where I don't know that I want to do this. So we'll see. We'll have to see.
There's in this article announcing it, I guess they have posted one image as a teaser. It looks like a children's bedroom. There's like blocks and
Mm,
toys on the ground. All right.
yeah.
So guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't
I
really
guess
make
this would
anything
have to
out.
take. I guess this would have to take place like mid story, right? Like before, like
In Act 3, surely.
certainly in Act 3. Yeah, I guess it would have to be in Act 3.
Because there's like parts
All
in
right.
that map that just kind of look like they might be something, but don't actually have anything you can do there. I'm guessing
Sure.
they could add it in there. There's definitely a picture of Eskia here, so that's exciting. Maybe there's something more involved with
More with
him.
that character.
Because
Yeah.
I love Eskia. He's my favorite, maybe.
I'm trying to see if there's any information on like when it's coming out.
I don't think they gave anything like
Any kind of
specific.
info. Yeah. Yeah. Well, someone in the chat is saying DLC brings it back into Game of Year conversation. So yeah, that's definitely true. If it comes out
Yep.
before Game of the Year, like it basically would have to come out this or next month. December
Yep.
would be too late.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, I would happily jump back into that world.
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right, a bit of sadder news. Heart Machine, who are currently working on Hyperlight Breaker and Possessors, have been hit with layoffs. And as a
Fuck.
result, Hyperlight Breaker is going to be kind of stumbling to the finish line in a less than like fully realized version that it would have done when it originally hit 1.0. So
Sure. Yeah.
So there's kind of two parts to this story. The original post and quote from them was, "As we wrap up our work on Hyper Lightbreaker, we've had to make the difficult decision to part ways with a number of talented team members. This was not our ideal path, but rather the only one available given the circumstances. While this path will include a conclusion on the project, it reflects broader forces beyond our control, including shift in funding, corporate consolidation, and the uncertain environment many studios like us are navigating today." And then they
That's
did an
rough.
update, basically saying they plan to polish the game as much as possible before winding down development.
Mm-hmm.
The indication, however, is that the studio will not be able to realize the original vision for the project. So I guess 1.0 will not be as grand or large as they were hoping it to be. And that is quite a bummer. You would hope that like once it hits 1.0, it gets like a surge of more players, bringing in some money, and if they could get it to the 1.0 somewhat soon, maybe they could keep people just to get it over the finish line and maybe save some, but I guess clearly they were probably already running on fumes. I hadn't heard many people talking about Breaker as it has been in early access for like close to half a year now, I think.
Yeah, for a bit. Mm-hmm.
It is a bummer though, because that studio makes some cool games, and obviously heart goes out to anyone losing their job for sure.
Yeah, that's really rough. That's really rough.
Had you played any Breaker during early access or the previews or anything?
To be honest, I couldn't care less about that. That's not a thing for me. Possessors, however, I'm very into, so I'm waiting for that.
Metroidvanias are a pretty crowded market though, so like that almost seems like a riskier play. But yeah. I would have to assume Possessors is going to get hit in some kind of quality or some kind of quality capacity, because there's less people working on that too.
Yeah, but it's a smaller scope. I think it's more linear, single player, basic like story stuff going on. I think it's easier to hit maybe some milestones with that than some grand multiplayer thing.
I feel like I'm hearing even less people talking about Possessors than Breaker.
Could be.
But then again, Breaker has been around a bit longer. It has the Hyperlight name, which helps a little bit, but I guess we'll see. It is a bummer. I was No Clip, the video game documentary channel I follow on YouTube. They were doing like a kind of making of series with them, similar to how they did Hades.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just stopped randomly. I'm curious if that's going to pick up again, if they're going to touch on any of this. Like, you would hope they would. But they haven't been covering this studio for quite a while now, so I don't even know what's up with that project.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, moving on. This is a report from Video Games Chronicle. I want to read the headline here, and I think it's pretty interesting that we can discuss. More than 60% of U.S. game players only buy 2 games or fewer per year, survey finds. And then the subhead here is only 4% buy more than 1 game a month.
Yeah, I saw
from Circana's data. Circana,
Matt Piscatello was writing about this. I saw.
Right. Circana is the company that kind of came up of when the NPD numbers kind of went away. Circana kind of took over and it formed into Circana. So
yeah,
this is pretty interesting and scary as someone who wants to see this industry thriving. But I want to get your take on it. What do you think when you hear these 2 stats?
I think it's because a lot of people are finding the industry as a whole kind of has gone more to the subscription method of you have your Fortnite, you're going to like be playing this forever, and we're going to be giving you like the games of service model sort of thing. So people, especially kids, are kind of finding their niche, the thing that they like, and just kind of sticking with it more than ever before is kind of what I'm thinking.
I think a lot of it is free to play. People are just like content enough to play the free to play games. There are so many free to play games out there. If at this point, what's your favorite genre? There's a free to play game there that's pretty decent, and you can find it, and you're in there. And for a lot of those, it's easy enough to ignore the microtransactions. But thinking of like Fortnite specifically, like once you've kind of put some money into one of those games, you kind of want to stay invested in it.
You're bought in.
You've already like made a commitment there.
Yep.
And if that's the one your friends are playing, you're gonna keep kind of investing in it, and it's gonna kind of lock you in there further and further. So I can understand that.
Yep.
Especially if like gaming is kind of like a social thing for you, getting everyone to kind of play to move on to a different game. That's like a hard pitch. You're pitching 3 other people. Hey, spend $70, whatever the price of the game is, and we'll go play this one that we're not even sure we're going to like. And of course, we're going to come back to Fortnite afterwards and blah, blah, blah. And, maybe that does happen every once in a while. I'm going to read a few more of the stats in the article here.
Yeah.
18% of players in the U.S. buy a new video game about once every 6 months, while 12% buy about once a year. About once a year.
That's interesting.
Survey also found that 33% of players buy a new game less often than once per year, meaning a combined 63% of players buy 2 games or fewer every year.
I mean, we see this every year when we do our TDP Game of the Year stuff. A lot of people are just like, those pile of shames are every big game that came out that year, except for maybe one or two that most people kind of rallied around, right?
For sure. I mean, as games get more expensive, you kind of need to like really kind of pick your bets. Like,
Totally.
I have $100 for my gaming this year. I'm gonna have to wait for games to go on sale. And what are the ones I need? They need to be absolute bangers, because
Totally.
this is going to be my personality for the next 6 months, or whatever it is, however invested you are and stuff like that. And just kind of going back to like our audience, I see it all the time when we put up the surveys. They're
Yep.
like, I don't even have 10 games I played this year. Like they came
Yeah.
out this year.
It's actually really, really rare that we have people submit a full 10 games. If you like,
Right.
year on year, if you submit 10 games to our thing, you are like actually in that 1%. Like, it's so rare. It's crazy.
And also, these are people that listen to a weekly video game podcast. Imagine like a normal person, right? People who aren't listening to video game podcasts. Those are the people who are buying 2 games a year.
Yeah, that's right.
So it just makes sense. That's not great for the industry, though.
No,
and I think
it's pretty bad for you.
And it kind of shows, like, players are having to really pick and choose their battles, so to speak. Like, what are the 2 games I'm going to get? Which kind of shows when Ubisoft has to be like, yo, we have to make less games. They need to be like the everything game, because we need people to be like, okay, this one will last me forever. Assassin's Creed needs to last me 200 hours, because we need them to pick Assassin's Creed Shadows as the one game they're going to play for the next 6 months. We need 6 months of content in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And like, even looking at Game Pass's increase, right, for Ultimate, $360 a year, like, that's still, if you play a lot of video games, a really good deal. So,
I mean, if you play like a lot of really good video games, but it's still, if your budget is 2 games a year, that is not a good deal.
No, you need to play minimum 5 to make up for it.
Like, there was definitely a time where I was saying like, hey, maybe don't buy 2 full price titles, and Game Pass is $10.
Yep.
1 year of that, $120 or whatever it is, you're going to get way more out of it. I can't make that argument anymore.
You have to play 5 games, like 5 full price games, for it to kind of pay for itself in a year now. Math wise.
If they're like $70 titles.
Yeah, $70 titles, yeah.
Anyway, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Just another reason why, if you're hearing people complaining like, why are there so many microtransactions? Why is it all a subscription? This is why. Because nobody's buying it the other way, so the game developers have literally no choice. All right, the second Minecraft movie has officially been announced and dated summer 2027, July 23rd specifically, which is also the day of the Simpsons 2 movie.
Right, okay. Sure.
Paul, as the biggest Minecraft movie fan I know, what are your thoughts on the sequel?
I'm excited to see what weird meme comes out of this one, with kids just like rioting in the theater essentially when something stupid happens on screen. What's the new one? What's the new chicken jockey?
Here's a fun prediction. I don't know if it's fun. Here's a prediction.
Okay.
Is Chicken Jockey said again? Like, do they double down on Chicken Jockey, or do they just be like, no,
they do.
I personally 100%. I think it is a bold move for the creatives to be like, no. We are confident enough in our storytelling and our writing to come up with new catchphrases. We don't need to rely on the first movie. Or do you think they just say, no, hit that Chicken Jockey button as many fucking times? I want every second word to come out of Jack Black's mouth to be either chicken or jockey.
Okay. I mean, I think there's more of a middle ground, but closer to the apocalypse that you're talking about, where Chicken Jockey definitely comes back. But I think it's almost a like, I don't know, a cameo or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what they do with it. It's definitely there though. It was too big of a phenomenon not to be.
You know what? I think it would be. Here's an idea. This is a free one for them to use. I know they're listening.
Yep.
Chicken Jockey keeps almost getting said, but it keeps getting interrupted.
Yeah. Chicken jockey. Then cut off.
Yeah,
or
and then like somebody gets like tackled, or actually, it's probably like somebody like farts directly into a character's mouth, for like a really long time. But it happens like 3 or 4 different times, and then eventually someone does finally say chicken jockey, and I don't know what happens next. Somebody literally shits their pants.
Yeah, that's
both on
right.
screen and in the theater.
Especially in the theater.
It finally happened.
Yeah, especially in the theater. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for another movie where Jack Black literally just says what is being held up at that moment over and over again. Should be good.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, here's a question for you. How much, because this would be a terrible movie, but I want you to ballpark, and there's no way to check this out, so we'll just, we'll have fun with it. How much money do you think the movie would gross if there wasn't a single word of dialogue other than chicken and jockey? It is, the entire movie is incomprehensible. They didn't think like, okay, it's basically going to at this point be a silent movie because we can't use dialogue to express anything. No, they didn't care at all. They just replaced every word with chicken and jockey. You have no idea what's going on. How much money do you think that makes? Does it get completely review bombed into the ground that nobody sees it, or is it still somehow a hit?
It's still a hit because I'll be honest with you, I've seen that movie and the only line I can remember is chicken jockey anyway, so why not just throw that everywhere in it?
Really? There's so many amazing lines in there. How about the kids yearn for the mines?
Does that get said?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure it does.
That gets
that
said.
That sounds correct.
What else gets Steve gets said, and then
yep.
I think, and then at one point Jack Black and crap, what's Aquaman's name? Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
At one point they're flying through the air. I don't know, powered by farts or something, and they end up 69ing, and they keep shouting, "Hey, we're 69ing." And it was like, I'm surprised you guys said that, but then they just keep saying it over and over again. You remember that part?
I do remember them flying through the air powered by farts or something. That actually, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That movie's dumb. Jesus.
All right, and from a similar tone, the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Similar tone.
This is a fun. I don't know if this is fun. This is an interesting scoop from Stephen Totillo's Game File. I'll just read a couple of basically tweets here. Last year, Ubisoft canceled an Assassin's Creed game set during Reconstruction. It was to feature a black assassin who, among other things, fought the rise of the Klan.
Okay.
Sources and leadership nixed it over concerns regarding U.S. political climate and the backlash to Yasuke. For those who don't remember, Yasuke is the Black Samurai character in Assassin's Creed Shadows. He did a follow-up tweet to this saying, one person involved in the game said it was meant to show how racial tensions can be manipulated as a means to control a society, a valuable subject to explore. But that concept, they believe, came to be viewed by management as too politically sensitive, dooming the project by mid-2024.
How delightfully ironic. That sounds like an awesome premise for an Assassin's Creed.
I agree. I think that would have been completely awesome. The amount of backlash Ubisoft got for Yasuke,
it's stupid. And it's all
stupid.
Dumb grifters. That's all it is. None of the people that complained ever even played or cared about the game.
Oh, I'm sure they did play, and they were just like, I'm not going to smile during this part. Yeah.
Trying so
I think that would have been super
stern.
cool. It is a bummer that they kind of pulled away from doing this. That would have been very interesting. I'm also not surprised. You know, Ubisoft doesn't seem like the most like, we're going to take a stand against the current political situation and say something with our art company I can think of. But I was surprised to hear that they even considered it at some point.
Yeah. I really, really like, and by like I mean, and like annoyed by how that follow-up tweet or whatever is. It was meant to show how racial tension can be manipulated as a way to control society, but it was canceled because racial tensions controlled our decision to put out a thing that we wanted to do. Like, it's, yeah,
Yep.
it sucks.
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then just from like a gameplay perspective, another just kind of thought about it. You know, I played Assassin's Creed 3, which kind of would have been like the closest time period to this, and also closest setting as because it's also set in America.
Yeah.
Not a lot of big buildings. You're not doing a lot of like leaps of faith.
That was trees, right? In that one, in 3.
That was the interesting. It was a lot of running through tree tech.
Yeah.
So from like an Assassin's Creed standpoint, I don't know if this exactly would have been your typical Assassin's Creed game. Sure, there could be a lot of stealth and stuff like that. Like, I have a feeling this would have looked different just because of the geometry of the environments you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Unless they did some like, you know, kind of like conspiracy, like, look, they had these crazy underground bunkers and they built a city under this town. It's full of racists. And it's some of these buildings are 50 feet tall down here. I don't know. I bet they would have done that, but
like mole people.
Yeah,
the racists have taken to the subterranean level. No, it's God. That'd be so funny. Do you remember the Saboteur? That game?
Of course, yes.
It'd be kind of cool to have like that style and theme of like a black guy kind of taking on the clan by like sabotaging and fucking them up in an open world.
I agree. Let me do you one better. Do you remember Prototype?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited because people have data mined that they might be not remaking, but like putting that game out again.
Okay.
Remastering it.
Now think of a black assassin who can stealth consume KKK members.
I mean,
with his weird tentacle powers.
So we're just talking like Venom taking on the KKK, which I'm down. Like, yeah, give me that game.
I would read that book. I would absolutely read that book.
That would be so cool.
I'm trying to think like why would like he's for some reason he's stuck in his Venom form, and because Venom's black, they hate him.
Exactly.
So he can't even hide as like Eddie Brock or whoever, or Flash Thompson, whichever one we're talking about at the moment. Yeah.
Right. It'd be pretty good.
I'm surprised I haven't done that.
It's not a bad idea, all things considered.
All right. That's news for this week. Let's do some questions. If you want to send in questions, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. I'm going to cough. 1 second.
Sure. Go ahead and cough.
All right. Rasterman writes, what's your advice to someone who has recently gotten fired, assuming the severance pay is good enough to support themselves for half a year in the worst case scenario? I hope this didn't actually happen. Sorry if it did.
Yeah, that sucks.
Severance pay to support you for half a year? That's not bad. I'm not sure if they mean like they're getting half a year's salary, or if they just mean like, hey, if I tighten my belt, I can survive for half a year.
Yeah. So if they're paying you out for half a year, is it being fired or being let go? Yeah. That's
another thing. Are you fired or let go? Those are two different. They put themselves as fired.
Yeah.
But again, if you get fired, you don't get severance pay.
For half a year? Like, that's crazy. That's awesome. But like, geez. Anyways, my advice, and this is what I did the one time I've ever been fired before, or let go, or whatever you want to call it. Because
those are significantly different.
Well, I got severance pay, so
you were let go. You were let go. Like, fired implies like you did enough things wrong that you are being terminated from the company.
That's right.
No questions asked. Whereas laid off is like, through some unfortunate circumstances, we cannot keep employing you as much as we would like to.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, the company provides severance to kind of help you a bit.
Yeah. My severance wasn't that good. It was like 2 months worth, maybe. And I took
Like
about
2 to 3 is what I typically hear. That's pretty average, yeah.
I took about 3 weeks to just like chill, but that was at a
Okay.
time where you could actually find a job pretty easily. That was like 15 years ago or something. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
was a different time. Um, I mean, the advice is find your next job, right? Like get back out there. But if you want to take like a week or something to chill, fucking do it. Like that shit sucks. It's mentally draining to like feel like you were like it's it's weirdly like life changing in a way that you should just like chill, get back like up there when you can, and then start working again.
Yeah, all I can say is like start job hunting now
Yeah.
because the money's gonna run out. Like, don't just end up in a slope or a slump. I should say. The one time I got laid off, I'm here on a visa, so I immediately had to kind of hit the ground running because I was on a clock.
That
Um,
was bad. That I remember
no,
you
that's
talking about that.
that is nightmarish. Yeah, that's job hunting on hard mode, and that was also back when you could find jobs. So, um, but I just tried to keep like a typical routine, like my usual like 9 to 5. That was me job hunting. That was me trying to do
Yep.
something. I kept going to the gym at my usual time, just kind of kept it like that. I didn't just like, all right, I'm gonna sleep in every day and I'm gonna wake up and not put a shirt on and play games. No, I was like using the quote unquote work hours, and I was job hunting, and
Yeah.
I was all I could say is like apply for more than you expect because you're gonna like hear back from like 1% of what you put out there.
Yep.
So yeah, just keep doing that. That's all I can really say. Try and
Keeping a
work any
routine is
connections
great.
you have.
Yeah,
What was that?
that's keeping a routine, even though like you don't have that routine anymore, is very good advice.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, reach out to any connections you have just to see like if they know of any openings, if their companies know of any openings, just try and work every networking thing that you might still have, whether that's just LinkedIn or past employers or coworkers or stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Phantom Aegis writes, "You're all part of the Transit Deep Space Program, or the TDP." It's pretty good.
Okay.
I like that.
Yep.
You put your favorite images. You put your fave images and your own special message, but something is missing. Of course, you can't ignore your hobby of video games. Only 8 of them can fit. These 8 will outlive us. These virtual worlds hypothetically will outlive our own. So what video games do you put in? No compilations or like those 50 games in one stuff. If you want to make it more difficult, try limit putting similar genres. So this is a like
Time capsule.
a time capsule. 8 games.
8 games. Is it? I guess it comes down to like, are you putting a time capsule to try and encapsulate like this is what humanity video games was, or is it just like me? These are 8 for me?
Right. Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I'd probably put 8 for me, honestly.
Okay, well, okay. What are your 8 then? I guess there's the idea. I feel like the one game you can put that's like 50 games in one is you could put like UFO 50 because it's
Yeah, sure.
designed to be a collection. You can't just put like 101 arcade games on,
Yeah,
and they just like scooped up every like free IP they could find or whatever.
yeah. Okay, so for my 8 games, let's start off with Mario World, Super Mario World,
Yeah, I would put that there
classic.
too.
Um, if you want to try
Probably putting like
more difficult, more
Breath of the Wild in there.
okay, putting similar genres, avoid similar genres. Okay. Um, I'm trying to think of like I'd put like Snake Eater in there as like just a third person shooter thing or something. I don't know.
Probably would not put Snake Eater myself. I would probably put whatever the most recent Forza Horizon game is at the time.
As like a rate, yeah, like a sport. I was trying to think of like a sports racing game I care about. That
So
would be
obviously I was thinking like Burnout Paradise, but when I played the remaster, I was like, this game is kind of just old.
Yeah, let you down a
And
little
Forza
bit.
Horizon is kind of just like the current iteration on that, like the gold standard these days.
Yeah. Um, trying to decide which Resident Evil I throw in there. Probably the remake, the 2002 GameCube remake of the first one, or the
Oh,
remaster.
you don't put like 2 or 4's remake?
Oh fuck no.
Okay.
Comparatively, no.
All right. All right.
That's 3.
I'm probably putting Hades 1 in there.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Actually, I
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know how
Fuck it.
this
I'm
works.
doing the same.
I don't know if I can only put in like software, but I'm putting Rock Band in there, and
Okay.
one of each instrument, ideally.
Okay.
What am I at? What did I say? Mario World, Zelda, Forza, Hades, Rock. Because I'm at
So
5.
you're at 5. I'm at 4 because I agreed with you with Hades 1.
You also said Snake Eater and Resident Evil, so I think you're at. Oh, but you didn't say Zelda. That's right.
No,
Did
I
you
didn't.
agree on the racing game one?
Well, I was trying to think of like a racing game that I would, or like a sports racing game I would like, and I don't know that there's one I would put in there for me.
You don't have.
Yeah.
You could put like a Mario Kart. I don't know if that would be more up your alley.
I'm gonna put Super Meat Boy in there. I love Super Meat Boy.
Okay. All right.
So we're both at 5. We
Isn't there
need
like
3 more.
Isn't there like a polygonal Super Meat Boy coming?
Yeah, there's a 3D one. I'm
Yeah.
worried. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, spring 2026. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. 3 more.
Baldur's Gate 3.
That's a really good one. I would agree with that one, actually. I love Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm trying to think of ones that also don't require like a server.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good
But I
point.
feel like similar to the Rock Band suggestion, like in this hypothetical, you could whatever I'm putting there, you like it'll exist with the servers in some kind of magical way. That's how my headcanon's working for these.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you putting
That's
like
fair.
World of Warcraft?
I mean, because of what you said with like the servers, no. Because without like people in that thing, it's pretty lackluster. It's no good.
Again, like I'm saying, I think the server somehow just it magically does work. So I'm gonna put Overwatch. I'm between that and like Apex, and I think I'll put Overwatch. Like I want a shooter in there too.
Okay. I'll put Silk Song in there. I really like that game.
Silk Song. Okay. You don't think that's like I was about to say too close to Meat Boy, but I guess it's not really. They're just both side scrolling and hard.
No, I was trying to think of like which Metroidvania I would put in there. And like I was thinking Super Metroid maybe, but
okay. What about I'm not putting them there, I'm pitching this to you. What about Shadow Complex?
For Metroidvanias, I mean, for me it's like a 6 out of 10. It's good, but not like great.
I love Shadow Complex.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think I have one more.
I have one more I need to put in too.
Okay. I'm gonna pitch you on what your 8th and final game should be.
Okay.
Explosion Man.
What about Missplosion Man?
Explosion Man has the donut song at the end there.
You're right. It does. You're
with
right.
All the fun FMV.
Yeah.
Man, that studio was so cool before they just started making like exclusively VR games for Meta.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. I'll pitch you on your last one. Chance of Sonar.
Okay. That's a good one. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
No, it's just a random. It's just a random pick.
No, that is a good. I do really like that game though. Can I put a game that was re-released as a trilogy pack?
Yes.
Okay, then the first Ace Attorney trilogy.
Okay, sure. Man, the problem I have right now is that I backed myself in a corner genre-wise because I was trying to kind of do it on hard mode a little bit, but I'll
you
just
can pick
say
a genre.
like,
I mean, you haven't done racing, you haven't done sports, you haven't done RTS, visual novel,
you're right, I haven't done RTS. Is there
puzzle.
an
You could do puzzle. You could do like a Picross game.
Oh, can
What's the
we
best Picross game? If you're
so
gonna
this is a
recommend one Picross game, what are you doing?
that's the problem is that I was thinking Picross, but I didn't know how to answer that question specifically, so I ignored it. Can I put in like if we're living in a world where servers are still up, is there a world where Wordle is still happening every single day?
Yeah, I mean, sure. In this weird hypothetical, somehow you just have
I'll throw that in there
like an
then, because
offline version of Wordle.
I still play that every single day.
Can I put? I know I already have 8. Can I put the
Yeah.
first few months of HQ trivia with Scott
Yes.
Rogowski?
Yeah. I just
Okay,
want to
well
see
then,
it back, so yeah.
if we're playing, actually, I learned recently. I didn't look this up, but I think he's coming back to a trivia show.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna Google this now. Trivia show.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
He has a Wikipedia page. Good for him.
Sure.
I don't know. It's not really talking about it. Can I put 1 versus 100?
Yes. And Uno.
I would
but only
take.
the era with the cameras.
Oh, of course. I would take 1 versus 100 before HQ trivia again.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Suka writes, who is your favorite sword-using green character?
Oh, probably Leonardo. At least that's the first one that came in my mind.
Green because he's a turtle?
Yeah.
Because he's the blue turtle. Okay. So green, like aesthetically, he's mostly green. So like Link counts.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to think like who else counts?
I'm trying to think of what spawned this question specifically. Like what is in their mind when they wrote it.
I'm gonna Google green characters. Okay. Now a lot of these don't use a sword, but I'm gonna give you some green characters, okay?
Okay, sure.
A Hulk?
Yeah, he's okay. He's pretty cool.
Mike Wazowski?
Less cool, but yeah, he's up there, sure.
Okay. The Grinch?
Very decidedly not cool. He stole Christmas.
Yoda?
Yoda uses a sword, technically.
He does use a sword. That's true. This next one, Gamora, absolutely uses the sword.
Yep. Gamora's great.
Kermit the Frog does not use a sword. But I could see him using a sword.
Rainbow Connection is a great song.
Absolutely. Who else is on here?
See him using a sword.
Slimer?
I kind of hate Slimer. Don't like him.
Krusty the Clown?
Is he green?
That's what I mean, he has green hair. In this picture, he also has green pants.
I don't know that. That's a stretch, I think.
Michelangelo did come up. Okay. We also have the Riddler.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Who does not use a sword?
Came up? Why did okay. Leonardo also came up. The other two turtles. Oh, there's Donatello. Raphael,
but they don't use. Oh, green. Yeah. Only one of them uses a sword, though. Sword.
That's true. I just searched for green characters.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I just confused myself.
Sure. Reptar?
Reptar could use a sword. Okay. Oscar's okay. I don't know that I like Oscar. I just understand Oscar, you know? I just get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The green M&M.
I mean, the hottest M&M, so there's that.
Until woke ruined her, you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. So stupid.
Okay, I don't know. Link, there's so few green sword using characters. Link's not even a character. There's no personality to that besides like
that's true.
Kill. He's totally fine killing anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's such a weirdly specific question. I'd love to know like what they had in mind when they wrote it, because I'm sure they had like a specific person or
Or they
character
just
in
wanted to
mind.
see what we'd come up with, maybe. I could
Yeah,
absolutely
maybe.
see Mike Wazowski with a sword, and he would be like screaming.
He would definitely be screaming, but not in like a
Yeah,
blood curdling like war scream, just like
yeah.
terrified
But
or
Mike was,
something.
yeah, exactly. He's like, oh god, what am I gonna do with this? I'm gonna hurt someone.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke out my eye because he's
Yeah,
kind of a big eye or whatever. Yeah.
he did. He's a big eye.
Yep. Uh, where are we? Thomas writes, "When's the last time you believed a clickbait headline?" I mean, I don't know. Probably like today, yesterday. I don't actually know. When's the last time I read a
Remember what the
clickbait
headlines
headline?
were? I can't think of one.
No, I don't. I can't remember like a specific one.
Okay, yeah, I can't think of one. I want to say there was a news story we talked about a long time ago on this show that ended up being false, but I don't know if it was clickbait. I think someone was just mistaken. I don't think I'm. I don't think I get fooled that easily. I'm usually like trying to look up like, really? Let me see this source. Is this true?
And
If it's something pretty
so,
out there.
okay, so one thing that does happen is that on my phone, I kind of get like a bunch of news that's tailored to stuff I like media centric stuff, right? When I open up a browser.
Okay.
And
Right.
sometimes they'll do something like the clickbait will be this year's like hottest game is getting like an update or
Hottest
whatever.
singles in your area.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I click on it because it's clickbait to see like what the update is, and then there's no real update. All it's saying is that like they bug fixed Hell Divers or something, like just something to make you click on it so they get the ad revenue, obviously.
Sure.
But like,
yeah,
is it that I believed it enough to click on it, or because I won't just believe a headline, I'll click on it to read what it says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been got by a headline.
Yeah. Well,
like,
I guess the question is like, did you believe it before you read it? Like, were like in that couple seconds, were you like, huh, okay,
I
let's
guess
see
the
what you're
answer is
talking
still
about.
no, because it's like
right.
I have to look into what you're saying. Skeptical.
Sure. All right. Last question from Hebrew Lantern. How many people's phone numbers do you know? Actual people, not businesses. I actually think that last part doesn't help. I don't think I know any businesses' numbers either.
I know two people's phone numbers. I know my girlfriend's phone number and my dad's phone number.
I know my parents' phone numbers. I know my phone number.
Oh, sure. I know mine as well. That's true.
I don't have many, so I need to count all the ones I got.
Yeah, no, I get it for sure. So 3 for me.
So 4 for me, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't think I know any other phone numbers. I'm trying to think if there's any like weird business phone numbers from like a commercial. Maybe I just know the jingle.
What I can't remember. I had a jingle in my head for a second, but I can't remember how it starts now, so I guess I don't know the number.
Okay, so I guess I'm at 4 if I'm allowed to include myself.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for questions this week. Thanks everyone for writing in. If you want to write in for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. Paul, what's your game of the week?
Silent Hill F.
And mine is Ghost of Yotei.
Nice.
Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.